everyone, and welcome back to our channel. We are in Baja and relaxing on this beautiful beach.
Yeah, we finally made it to the beach. We're here in Bahia de Concepcion, and the beaches are what people fall in love with in Baja. And when I tell people about Baja, I'm like, you can park your van right on the beach. So I'm excited to be here.
Yes, we are going to explore about 4 or 5 beaches this week, and so we want to take you guys along and give you some insight on which beach we think are the best.
Yeah, we're going to rate the beaches because there's so many, and we want to figure out our favorite one as we go south. So on the way back, we can figure out which one we'll spend a little bit more time with. So we're going to rate it on 3 factors. We're going to do accessibility, ambiance, and amenities, and then we'll give it a total go slow down score. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
If this is your first time here, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are traveling in the back of our self-converted camper van as we figure out what it means to go slow down.
First beach. This was pretty awesome, and I kind of hope that all of the beaches live up to this one. So how do you feel?
Yeah, yesterday I told someone it's hard to travel through Baja because you just want to stay everywhere, but if you stay everywhere, you'll not see all the things. So it's kind of that hard thing to decide, like how long do you stay, but we'll be able to pick one at the end that we're going to stay at on our way back up. So
yeah, and so we'll jump right into the ratings. The first one is going to be accessibility. We were about 25 minutes away from Mulegé, so it was kind of a quick drive through the mountains, and it wasn't too twisty and turny. It was definitely a beautiful drive.
yeah.
And when we got here, it was like right off the highway.
Yeah, and the sand is really packed, so you don't have to worry about getting stuck, which is always a thing when you're van camping on the beach. So that was good. We didn't have to air down our tires or anything like that. So out of 5, I would give accessibility a 5.
Yeah,
it was right here, really easy to get to, not hidden.
No, yeah, I would say 5 as well.
Oh.
Solid score.
The next category we're going to rate is the amenities here, and I'm going to go with a 4. I like that it has a restaurant, which is nice. So we didn't have to cook. We got to eat food here last night.
The restaurant Armando's had some good burgers on special, and we had that, and their margaritas was really good too.
Yeah. They do have bathrooms. They're like typical beach bathrooms. They're just not super clean, but they're there if you need them. No showers though. There are some, I guess there's some cold showers down, but yeah, it would be nice to have a hot shower after you get covered in salt. Oh, and they come around with all kinds of stuff to sell. So I heard the water truck come by this morning. I saw a gas truck yesterday. They had they were selling shrimp and fish at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I guess that's kind of an amenity as well. So maybe I'd give it a 4.5.
Yeah, that's again a pretty solid score.
Yeah.
So the last rating that we have is the ambiance, right? The beach is absolutely beautiful. So, and the water is really shallow. You can walk out probably 50 feet and still be in about waist deep water. So that was a plus for anybody who doesn't really like to swim, doesn't go too deep unless you go further out.
Yeah, and also even though the sand is nice and packed out here to drive on, when you get closer to the water, it's nice soft sand. And it was sand and not we've been to a lot of spots. There was a lot of pebbles and a lot of rocks. So yeah, it was really nice. So and then also I actually kind of a lot of people complain about this beach because there's so many people, but it was a cool vibe. Everyone was really nice and kind, and you do get a little noise in the morning because people wake up really early, but overall I actually liked the vibe of having people here. So, and my only star I would knock down to bring this to 4 stars is that we are really close to the highway, and I could hear the trucks passing by at night, and that woke me up a few times. So, because we have the windows open because it's hot, and so that is the one I would say a downside. If you do want a quieter beach, if we would have kept driving and around, there's there's a smaller beach called Punta Piedrita. It doesn't have as many people, and it's kind of further out, and so I think it would have been less noisy, but got the same experience. We're not going to go there this time, but I walked over there today. So I think if you come to Santis Park and you're I don't like it's too Santis packed, You can keep going and you can get the Punta Piedrita and have a little bit more of a quieter experience. So I give that 4 stars on ambiance.
All right. So just the review, we gave the accessibility 5 stars.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 stars. The amenities 4, or did you say
I think 4.5.
4.5.
Yep.
Okay. Ding for showers, I guess. And the ambiance, we gave it a
4.
4.
So that overall Go Slow Down score is a 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5, which is super solid.
Not too bad.
No, out of 5 stars, 4.5.
I could see why people come here. It looks like they set up for the entire 6 months and just hang out here because it's pretty much paradise. So we are off to our next beach, which is going to be Playa Los Cocos. It's only 5 minutes down the road, so come along with us.
All right, beach number 2 down. And it was another fabulous day.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to say they were all great, which is why we have a rating system so that we can be a little tiny bit more subjective. Objective,
yeah.
so we can be a little tiny little bit more objective than just like I love them all.
So let's get right into it. Our first is accessibility, and unfortunately I feel like it's getting dinged a little bit because we missed a turn. We were talking, but the sign was also very, very small. So we had to actually drive down about maybe 6-7 minutes and then drive back. So the accessibility is kind of in the middle for me.
Yeah, same here because also the churn, it's just like the angle of it is really hard. So when we came back coming north, it was really hard to get into. So I gave it like a 3.5. It does have good roads coming in once you like find the entrance. But because it's like really easy to miss, I guess that's a good thing because there's not as many people here. But for the accessibility score, I'm going with 3.5.
Yeah, I'll say 3.5 too.
Next up is amenities.
Oh yes. The amenities are not going to be as high for this beach simply because they don't have a restaurant that serves margaritas. And I have gotten so used to having a margarita at sunset that I'm just like, oh, didn't have my margarita yesterday. So I'll probably, I don't know, leave it somewhere maybe around a 4.
She was actually like, we should have bought tequila. So that's note to self. We got to bring tequila when there's not a restaurant. But
Yes.
for me, the thing that makes up for there not being a restaurant are there's all these vendors selling things. And I had like a tamale out of some guy's trunk that was like the best tamale I've ever eaten. And there was guys selling bread and all kinds of stuff. So I feel like they bring the restaurant to you, not the drinks, not the margaritas. So maybe if somebody had a bar cart and they were coming by at night, maybe that's an idea. Then it could probably be a 5, just like Armando over there. I mean, another thing that kind of falls in the amenities though that was a big plus was this palapa.
Oh yeah.
So like the last place they had some palapas, but they were all taken by seasonals. This one had a couple of palapas free for like people like us who were just visiting for a day or two. And when it was super hot yesterday and sunny, like that palapa was so nice to have some shade while I was working.
Yeah.
So, and it was really nice. It's a nice palapa. So I think that brings my score up, even though there's no restaurant. I still put it at a 4 though.
Yeah.
There are bathrooms here, but they're pit toilets. Not our scene, not our jam. So we just use our bathroom in our van in those moments.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not gonna knock it to a 3.5. It's a 4 because of the food that comes around. If it didn't have the food, it'd probably be a 3.
And so our last category is the ambiance. And it was an absolutely beautiful night. The moon was like striking the water just like perfectly. And then we went outside to kick our feet up and there's like bioluminescence in the water. So you see all these little fireworks as you're, wading in, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it's hard. You can't catch it on camera, unfortunately, but it was really cool. I'd never seen bioluminescence, and it looked like fireflies, like just going around in the water. It was awesome. The sand is really nice here, and the spaces are like pretty far apart, so that was I think adds to the ambiance, so to speak. And there's not as many people at Santis Park. So I think this like definitely better ambiance here than the last beach. same as the last beach, though, we're really close to the highway, and so those trucks, they're so close, and it's a hill, so you just hear them going up the hill and then down the hill where they're like braking. But I did sleep through it, so I don't know, maybe I'm just getting used to it. But I would say, I know that's something that people have complained about here, is that it's so close to the highway.
Yeah, well, we're used to being close to the highway anyway, so.
Yeah, back home and at Cracker Barrel, you know? So our overall go slow down score here is about a 4.
It's about a 4.
I think about a 4. Yeah.
So we're going to beach number 3, and I guess we'll see you guys over there.
Oh, and make sure you stay tuned, because at one of these beaches, I'm going to buy some of that seafood out the back of somebody's trunk and cook it up at the end of this video, or try to. So definitely stay tuned for that. So last night we spent the night at Playa Los Coyotes, which is not far, like 5 minutes from Playa Los Cocos. It's actually run by the same people.
Yeah. And again, another beautiful beach. The water is beautiful, as you can see. And let's get right to the rating.
We'll start with accessibility. It was a little bit confusing, right?
Yeah.
I also had a truck behind me and there were cars behind me, and you just have to like make the cut turn, but that just seems to kind of be the case here.
Yeah, the signs aren't like that big.
And then I was like nervous because like there's a first part of the beach, and then you keep driving down this road, and then you get to the second part of the beach. So if you don't know that, I always like look at the map before we get to a place. You might think that just the first part, and then it was like we were like, oh, can we go down this road? Do we not know? So that wasn't like super clearly marked.
Yes.
But ultimately, it was like pretty easy to get back here.
Yeah, we got here a little late too, so there was only a few spots that were vacant. But it seems like we always get the spot that we need, honestly.
I would say, like, pro tip, like, if you're really worried about your spot, you probably should try to get to the beaches like by like 2 in the afternoon. We came in after sunset, or it was like 5:30 or something, because we went and had lunch. But there is like some spillover parking, which is nice here, which there isn't really at some of the other beaches. So at least if you can't find a spot the day you get there, you can go there and then like fill in if you're gonna stay longer. So yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah, I would say a 4
for
is
accessibility. Yeah, just because we almost missed it and it's not like super well marked, but it was still better marked than Cocos.
We're moving on to
amenities. Go second.
There we go. Amenities. Again, no restaurant here, but there were a lot of vendors that came through every day. So we were able to get those shrimp that Alicia got from the ladies' trunk. And some tamales. What else did you get? A mango empanada. That was pretty good too.
Yeah. So we're gonna cook up those shrimp tonight for dinner. But yeah, it was the amenities that it brings. Again, all they need is a like ice cream truck that serves margaritas, and then it would be perfect. But because there's not a restaurant, it can only get as high as a 4 without a restaurant.
I think so.
There's also no palapas here. Well, there are, but they're almost all taken by seasonal people. So, like, I like Los Cocos because we still were able to get a palapa because there weren't as many like seasonal people there.
Yeah.
So maybe I'd actually give it like a 3.5 on the amenities because it was hard to get a palapa.
Palapa, yeah. And now moving on to ambiance. And it's just absolutely beautiful here. I want to say this beach, just in regards to its views, was the best.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 360 view of just mountains, and it's just breathtaking.
Yeah. I like that it's a long beach too, because you can go for a walk in the morning and like go pretty far and get like a lot of steps in. So it took me about 30 minutes to walk all the way to the end on that side, and then come back and go all the way to the end on this side, and then come back to our van. So it was a nice little morning walk. That was one thing that was missing at Cocos, was there's not a lot of space to walk. I had to like make up places to walk to try to get some steps in.
Yeah.
So I did like that. The people here were all really cool. It was like pretty chill. We met somebody else from New Jersey, which was nice. And yeah, the water's nice. The sand is nice. I got to snorkel a little bit, which was my first time snorkeling here.
So it's a lot of fish.
Yeah. Truck noise, still a thing here too. like really like right underneath the cliff of the truck.
Yeah.
But it's not as big of a hill, so I feel like I didn't hear the braking as much as we did as Los Cocos. But maybe I just got used to it.
Yeah, I think you just got used to it.
You know, if we go back to amenities, the other thing I forgot about is that the mountain is right here, and so at 3 o'clock the sun went behind the mountain. So if you're dependent on solar, you got to really try to get a spot on either of the ends of the beach, because we like stopped having any sun after 3 o'clock and we were in the shade.
Yeah.
And we were dependent on solar, which is why we have to leave earlier than we wanted to and not go to another beach, because we just didn't get as much sun as we needed to while we were here. We run a lot of electrical because of our fridge, and we need a lot of solar. So actually I would probably bring amenities down to a 3, because solar is part of the amenities.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we just went back to amenities 3. We said 4 for drivability. We said 4 for ambiance, 4.5 for
4.5,
ambiance.
I would say 4.5.
So again, the score's a 4. I feel like they're all 4s. And that's because we're tough critics, but they're really probably all 5s. But we had to score them in some way. So the overall go slow down score here is a 4.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere yet. We're about to hang out here, and then later tonight we're going to cook up that shrimp that we bought out of the trunk of somebody's car. I'm sure it's going to be delicious.
These are nice big jumbo shrimp too. Mm-hmm. They look huge. We had to actually look up to see if these were shrimp or prawns. Prawns are freshwater and have more claws. But, looks good. Perfectly cooked. Good job.
I remembered while I was doing this why I don't usually cook fresh shrimp, because the deveining process is a pain in the shrimp's bottom. So I don't know how often we'll be doing this, but
Well, we still have like 30 more shrimp in the freezer. It's good.
it's pretty delicious though.
So this is going to be the end of our video. We ended up only reviewing 3 beaches instead of 4. But all of the beaches they had their own charm.
Yeah, the reason we're only doing 3 beaches is because we had a couple of cloudy days and we just didn't get enough solar, and our power is super low. It's never been this low. And I'm having panic attack. So we are going to drive into the next town so that we can get a campsite with power and get charged back up. So, but we still saw 3 beautiful beaches. Which one was your favorite?
I guess I'm gonna have to say, what is it, La Coco?
Los Cocos.
Los Cocos. I guess Los Cocos was my favorite. Probably really because of the palapa. Like, I liked the first one we went to because it had Armando's there and the, afternoon margaritas, but the privacy that we got at Los Cocos and the palapa just, I feel like, put it over the top.
Yeah. I think I am also, I'm kind of torn between Los Cocos and Santis Pike. Coyotes was nice, but it's just like so packed. Yeah. And not my scene. Like, if I'm going to go packed, I'd rather go to Santis Pack and have the restaurant there. So, Los Cocos, if you're kind of like trying to have some more privacy, quieter. We didn't go to Punta Piedrita. That actually might have been good. That might be like actually the middle beach because it has palapas. Mm-hmm. You can walk to Armando's and it's more private. So maybe on the way back, we do need to try Punta Piedrita. I walked there. It was pretty cool, but we had already done Santis Pack, so that might be the winner, actually. Okay. Well, now you're going to have to wait and tune in for another episode down the line when we come back up north and stop by some beaches on the way back.
Yes, we will definitely fill you in. But until then, thank you guys for coming back to our channel. All of our subscribers, folks who have been following us during this journey, we really, really do appreciate, your support. And those who are new here, come back. You see, we have fun.
Yeah. And we love responding and reading comments. Like we literally wake up in the morning like, oh, someone commented. So please definitely drop a comment, say hello, introduce yourself. And yeah, we just really appreciate you following along as we go on this journey and figure out what it means to go slow down.